How can we sequence tracks in Previs? Once you're within your project, you'll have a sequencer tab, and by selecting this, you'll gain access to your content library. So here I have assets which I uploaded earlier, and also at the bottom, you'll have your track, which contains multiple layers. In a moment, we'll add a new layer, but first, I just want to point out that a single Previs project can contain multiple tracks, as well as multiple scenes. If, for example, you have scenic elements or screens flying in or out. So together, let's create a new layer, and the button is found just below the track header. Let's rename this. Let's call this layer 3. And also bear in mind, I'm making sure this layer is over at the top of our stack, because layers are rendered in a top-down direction. Now from the content library, to apply content to the track, I just select and drag a clip like so. And by directly selecting the clip, we gain access to its properties. We have its file name, its start time, end time, and duration, all in seconds. This start time, let's have this at 40 seconds, so it's buttered up nice and neat against the previous clip. And also note that the module itself will resize to match the clip length. Now as far as playback time goes, let's have this at 30 seconds. And the module should then resize itself accordingly. You can select and drag the playhead, and let's align this to 40 seconds, referencing the time readout here over to the top right. Also, as far as navigation goes, you can zoom in and out of the track by selecting and dragging the header down here at the bottom horizontally. But we are missing one crucial step. To see the content applied to screen, we must set a mapping, and these have been pre-configured over in Blender or in Cinema 4D. That's a step covered in an earlier video tutorial. Now while we're here, if you're not happy with the module, you can delete it entirely. And just to demonstrate this idea of stacking, which I mentioned earlier too, the cog to the right of layer allows us to then increase and decrease the layer's opacity. So 2 items just to add to your bank. And as far as audio playback goes, if you wish to, just make sure the button here is enabled. Other than that, go ahead and hit play, and we should then see the equalizers playing back across all 3 screens, and even the gaps have been calculated based again on our mapping.